Today marks the 2-year anniversary of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar, which, in my opinion, one of the greatest artists of all time, musically, lyrically, and all that good stuff. Like, to be honest, if I have to be real with you guys, this is honestly the first album I ever fully listened to by Kendrick Lamar. So I was aware of Kendrick Lamar. Like we all know who he is, but I never honestly personally took a look at any of his discographies until recently when that album came out. So I saw the cover and everything, and I don't know what made me decide to even watch, or not watch, but to listen to it. I don't know. Something came to something about the album cover of it and all the songs listed and everything that was featured. I was just like, you know what? Let me listen to it. And then that album personally became my favorite project that Kendrick Lamar has ever produced ever. Like, this is honestly my favorite Kendrick Lamar album. Like, personally, because I don't, like, for me personally, I don't think like now listening to it over and over again, like, I know like the deeper meaning, but everything like about that album, it just felt so unique to me. Like, I don't feel like I ever heard of this type of sound, especially when Kendrick made all these. Like, that was actually my first album that I listened to. I sat down and fully listened to by Kendrick, and that made me to go back to listen to his previous other projects and his other discographies too. So now, from listening to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Damn, To Pimp a Butterfly, Good Kid, Mad City, Section 80, Overly Dedicated, Untitled Remastered, all those are phenomenal projects that Kendrick Lamar has done. Like, amazing, man. Like, to even put it, this one is my favorite album, right next to Damn and To Pimp a Butterfly. That's how I would rate it, because personally with this one, I love, like, listen, To Pimp a Butterfly, all-time classic, such a revolutionary album that Kendrick Lamar has made. And then with Damn, kind of going forward, expanding on these mixed sounds that he has made from Section 80 to Good Kid to Pimp a Butterfly to now. Damn is basically, to me, a compilation of all those elements that he put on his three previous other projects into this one. So with Kendrick literally stepping up with his game and everything, and with this one, a lot of people, like, now, like, people are not really fucking with the album like before. But I personally love this album because it just shows that even the most popular of like artists and everything, and what they, like, their status and everything, doesn't really make them how they are. Like, literally, this album tears him down. Like, he is tearing himself down in front of us and just giving us his perspective on like how he views the world, how the world shouldn't view him as like the savior and everything of hip hop or whatever. He's talked about his grief, his trauma, his depression, like all like the elements of like mental health and everything. Like, this one makes this album so unique and beautiful to me. Like, this man, like, this is another reason why I love listening to Josh A, because rappers who actually talk about, the whole life experience, not just how they grew up, but their mental health and their situations and their struggles that they're going through, that just speaks a lot of volume to me specifically, because it's just like, all these artists would just talk about their experience and how they're getting over it. But it's just like with Kendrick, of how he put it here on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, he is just telling us, like, yes, he has experiences and he's still going through experiences like this towards now. But all ends well with his some of his problems and his issues be forgiven. And man, took so much. Like, man, you cannot name me an artist who literally puts out a whole project telling the whole world, hey, I'm not a perfect person. Hey, I cheated on my wife. Hey, I have a transgender uncle. Like, it's a contradiction to my character. Hey, you shouldn't view me as a savior. I'm just a mortal man, just like everybody else. Like, hey, look at this. I'm an imperfect human being who was put on this pedestal because I talk and rap about the things that are going on with the world. But to put that on perspective on his mental and everything, it just speaks a whole nother level of volume to me, and that's why I gravitate more towards this album each time. Besides Damn and To Pimp the Butterfly, and then maybe occasionally if I feel like a Good Kid, Mad City, and then Section 80 just for shits and giggles there. But yeah, a lot of it now, I feel like everybody has been giving the respect and love that Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers deserve, because I feel like this is like basically the sore thumb that sticks out of Kendrick's discography, because it's just like, what is this? I'm just like, for me, I feel like this is his best project that he's put out in this decade. Like, literally, this album has released 2 years ago, and I feel like it's just holding. I feel like, in my opinion, it's just holding a ball, in my opinion, because I still go back to it now. I still go back to it every now and then, because like it has such good fucking moments and elements in this project. Like, literally in the beginning of the song, United in Grief, like literally talks about how he grieves and how he deals when he's grieving. And also shout out to Baby Keem being put on there with a reference to like this whole dynamic of how he just buys a lot of things and to be really materialistic with what he has on, and using his fame to like get rid of, all the problems and issues away, which he really couldn't at all. And with N95 is really my favorite. Like, I like the beat of it. The World Steppers actually took like a more grounded and serious tone, so I honestly appreciate that. Die Hard is my favorite. It kind of just sticks out to me, especially with the beat and the switches between Kendrick and Amanda in that project. I really enjoyed their collab on that project. Father Time literally just goes all in about his just trauma and his daddy issues that he has, because we all got daddy issues. Like, we really do, man. Like, we're united. We're all united in fucking grief, bro. United of our daddy issues. But I love, like, that one just kind of sticks out of, like, for me, of the pacing of that song. Like, that pacing of the song, like, really just like for me, it just catches me off guard of the pacing and how the beat just switches off. And I love Rich Interlude and Rich Spirit. They just go hand on hand, especially with Kodak talking over the interlude too. It just gets like, I love, like, that's my favorite part between in this album. Besides United Griffin and N95, I love the intensity with Rich Interlude. Like, it just kept going and going. Like, Kodak's like voice or anything doesn't really change, like, but the pacing of like the piano and everything, that's just keep getting more faster and faster and faster. I just enjoyed that, like the intensity of how fast the piano is going, which every word that Kodak just talks out of his mouth about respecting the OGs, about how he didn't believe that he is in the perspective in the place that he's put himself in. And then Rich Spirit just takes a more chill, relaxed chillax, like a little it's like a little sexy song, like rich boy, rich and we're broke phone, trying to keep it balanced, I'm staying strong, stop playing with my stop playing with me for your turn for before I turn you into a song. Damn, I'm like really stuttering really hard on my words, but I love that dynamic there. And then Rich, We Cry Together. Like, hear me out on this one, okay? I I have seen, like, oh no, I have heard similar songs that do this type of like skits in their songs, but this extends to almost like 10 minutes of it, like, and I enjoy it. Like, I honestly listen to it. Sometimes when I feel like I'll listen to this whole album of its entirety fully, especially with We Cry Together. And for some reason, it just works for me that he could just put a beat over a whole situation of a couple that's arguing and shit, and they make up at the end by having sex. It's just like, that's just, for me, it's just like with powerful storytelling. And that's what Kendrick Lamar has on his back. Like, this man is so creative with this storytelling. And then, like, I actually, like, enjoy, like, listening to it, not only just as, a skit that he's just rapping over with it's like Taylor Page, but it just shows a lot with, like, yes, he struggles with that, and he literally puts that into a song, literally just put a couple's fighting in a song. Like, who does that? Kendrick, man, Kendrick. And then this Purple Hearts kind of sticks out to me. Like for some reason, I can't really. I enjoy it, but it's just I can't really put myself into listening to it every single time. So it's kind of like a every now and then for me that I will like play it and like listen to it. But like it just, mm-mm. I think it's like with the beat and the slow pacing of this song, and especially with Summer Walker and Ghostface. I mean, I think I appreciate it more if he wasn't on there and if it was just him and Summer Walker, but I have nothing to discredit of the artist. It's just too many. Like not too many, but it just like didn't feel right to me to have another person like him. But I'm not trying to discredit this person of how they sing or talk. I just haven't heard this person, so it's kind of like new ears for me. But that one just really sticks out with me. And Count Me Out, I don't know what to tell you about that one, man. Go watch the music video. Like powerful. I feel like that's the most powerful, one of the powerful songs that Kendrick Lamar has ever display on his whole record. Like, and it's just with the music video too. Like I can't listen to the song without watching the music video because it just has such a huge emphasis of what he's just portraying in that song, and just looking at it visually, what he entails of putting with the song in it, it just speaks so much to me. Even like my profile picture on my Instagram is literally with him, with holding the sad face with like his red drip and everything. Like cannot disrespect on my man K Dot. Literally goats, man. And then Crown, I love the pacing with this one, especially with piano. Like I don't know, man. This man is beginning to get more experimental with pianos, and I actually really appreciate it. So I kind of wanted to like do some more with that because I enjoyed just listening to the piano just play while you walk around with everything's in control, like a really deep, depressing melody there. And like I said with Rich Interlude, I love the whole piano play that he puts onto this album. Just kind of sticks. It just really sticks out to me with this album. It's just how much piano instrumentals that he put onto this album, and I gotta thank him for even for me personally. Those are some like those are one of okay. So for me, for elements like it's like with his genre being rap, it's kind of like how do you put those types of instrumentals into your songs and whatever. And I feel like Kendrick has done a good job of just implementing that into his songs, like, or his raps, or however he wants to do it. Like if he wants to make raps with piano elements, go, like, I'm not complaining as long as it's just like it's so coherent and so consistent with it too. So I gotta give my man K props for adding that to the album, because I know he did a lot with To Pimp a Butterfly, because that whole album is just a whole jazz element mixed in with pop and hip hop and all that stuff. So I gotta give him commends for doing that, and still continuing more, just adding more elements into his sound. So props to that. And then Silent Hill, which is him and Kodak. With him and Kodak, I just like it. Pushy's moving like, like I don't know, but it's just the who part just gets to me like that, man. But I enjoy it, especially with Kodak's feature into the album. I'm actually proud of him and Kata actually doing a collab. Savior is actually kind of, it's weird but also not weird at the same time, because I have nothing against Baby Keem, but it's just like, man, that's just like it doesn't sound like, it's weird, but it's also not weird at the same time, because like, yes, they're cousins, but it's just like your cousin is doing the whole interlude, but it's just like, it just, I don't know, I don't think it sounds weird, but it's just like it just sticks out again with him. But I don't know, I just enjoyed Kodak's interlude a whole lot more than Baby Keem. Nothing to discredit him, but I still love it nonetheless, especially with Savior too, with the switches with him, Baby Keem, and then with Sam Dave. Hey, CC, Benagi. Hey, and especially with the intro of it, like of how he's not your savior, neither is Cole, Future, and any other rappers. And that was the important thing that I took away from that, because he is right. Nobody is his savior. Like, no, there's no person that you can put on a pedestal besides Christ himself that could be your savior to all your problems. And that's what he just that's what he's doing, man. Just keeping it real about he's not people's savior, even though that's what the whole industry has put him on that pedestal. Auntie Diaries, man, like I said, his storytelling just goes way. Like, this is where, besides what was it? Besides, I don't want to say We Cried Together, but like with Father Time, Kendrick just goes so much harder with Auntie Diaries, just with his just overall just talking about how his uncle is now transgender, or his auntie is now transgender, and how he just finds it such a contradict of like how he just thinks it was normalized for certain things, but he realized it's a contradict of how he's looking at it now from all his previous actions. But yeah, good fucking song here in my opinion, and it really just shows why Kendrick is one of the best rappers of all time. That this man can just story tells the fuck out of anybody that he wants, especially with his, auntie or uncle, I should say. Sorry, Mr. Morale. I like Mr. Morale, especially in the beginning and the beat switches too. So I enjoyed my listening towards that. Especially gets better each listen for some reason, and it just hypes for me. It just hypes me up in the beginning. But yeah, good nonetheless. And then Mother Eye Sober sticks out, man. Literally talks about mom himself, especially with his cheating. Like, man, again, all this stuff just keeps it so real of what Kendrick is just bringing you to the table. And then with Mir of with self-reflection and everything else, which is really good. Because I thought, to be honest, I thought that was going to be the last of, like, I know there was like a different, like, there was Without the Heart Part 5, but without it, I think this album would have been great with or without the last bit of it. But Mir was actually a good song at the end, if that was the original song to end the album with. But yeah, I seen some, some split betweens of like how it's good that the Heart Part 5 was on there. But before we get there, Mir is actually really good. I actually enjoyed the fuck out of the beat that he uses, and especially that he talks about how he's just keeping it real and that he's just a man, just an ordinary man. That's the main thing with me of how I'm taking it. But but yeah, that, and then we got the notorious Heart Part 5. Listen, the Heart Part 5, it just takes the cake for me, man. Like, man goes, I don't know, man. Man goes in between more other levels with his creativity and his flow, and especially with the music video, because all in all, it's literally just him. It's literally just him rapping about the culture, himself, the world, the industry, and everything. And the music video I enjoyed very much. I enjoyed it very much because just goes to show that he can just be as like anybody else, like with LeBron or Obama or OJ Simpson or not Steph Curry. What's his name? Um, Kobe Bryant and all that stuff. It just it for me. It's just a really powerful song at the end, and especially with the Heart series, because this is his fifth installment. We're not gonna count that Drake shit because, dude, that don't count. But I would love to see more that he continues on with the Heart series, because, man, Kendrick just ends the album so great, just literally taking off the drums, taking everything off. It's just like, hold up, take the drums out, take all the bullshit out, like, hold the fuck up. We're gonna see, like, what the fuck is up, what the fuck is up. See, and then at the end, it just felt so genuine because now, like, when he takes everything off, like the drums, the beat, and everything, literally, it feels like for me, Kendrick is just talking to me personally, like on a personal level. Like, I feel like that he's just talking to me as a person, human to human. Literally, his hand on my shoulder is telling me that the culture will be okay. You will be okay. Like, you got this, like, little one. Like, you can prevail. You can overcome the traumas that he did, and you can, progress forward in life and all that. But yeah, that's why I think that Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is the one of the greatest albums that Kendrick has ever made so far in his career. I got to give props to his other projects too, because he is a masterful artist and one of the greatest rappers that I would think is the best of all time. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this album 2 years later after it released, whether or not you like it and all that good stuff. If not, that's okay with me. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Santigos239, and I hope y'all have a wonderful morning, night, day, evening, whatever the occasion is. Take care, stay safe, and all that good jazz. But anyways, guys, later.